One of the major challenges in software delivery, especially at enterprise scale, is getting end-to-end transparency across all of your different applications and your different teams. As your organization grows, typically complexity comes along and it can get really out of hand if you don't have insight into exactly what's going on. CloudBees CDRO can help you get this transparency in a number of ways. So when we think about these insight and transparency gaps, there's really three main aspects we think of. So the first is understanding exactly what's going on for a given release. So let's say that you have a software release that ends this week. If you don't have any insight into exactly what current events have occurred and what else is required in order to complete, then you're not really going to feel confident that you're going to deliver on time. And this is where with CDRO, we have our release pipelines that give you instant insight into exactly where in the release process a given release is actually running. So you can see all the events that have already occurred. You can get the details from those steps. You can also see what the active step is, and if it's delayed for any reason, you can figure out what the reason is. We also have the Release Command Center, which gives you the insights that you need at the individual release level. So things like how many stories are left. Are there any new issues that have popped up? Things like that that'll help you understand how you're really tracking towards finishing this release. Then there's the second aspect, which is looking at your applications and environments. If you've got, say, hundreds or thousands of applications and environments, it becomes really challenging as you scale up. When it comes to actually deploying your application, you can write scripts that simply deploy to any given environment, and it's pretty straightforward. But the problem is, how do you then track what the active version of the application components that have been installed into a given environment? And being able to tie that back to what event kicked it off, what the approvals were, and all of this information that can really help you understand holistically what the state of your environment looks like. So CDRO has the environment inventory that helps you uncover all of this information. So at a glance, you can see either at the individual application and environment level or across all of your different environments to really get a good grasp of the current state. And then finally, there's the aspect of looking at things from a higher level view. So there's a lot that you can learn from looking at the results of an individual release. But when you start looking at the historical data and finding trends across not just your single team, but across the entire organization, you can start to figure out what the best practices are, where there are bottlenecks, and all sorts of information to really help you improve the way that you do software delivery. So the way we do this with CDRO is through the customizable dashboards. So out of the box, there are already quite a few dashboards focused on the standard use cases like releases and application deployments and other standard value stream management metrics. But beyond that, you have the ability to create custom reports and dashboards based on any set of tools that you're using and any specific personas that you want to cover. So when you bring all of these different aspects together, you get a really good look at your entire software delivery lifecycle for your organization. So you get the tactical information that'll help you ensure that your releases are successful. You also get the confidence that what's been deployed is safe, and you can really understand your environment landscape. And then you can understand the best practices and areas for improvement across the entire organization. So if this sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more, please come check us out at cloudbees.com.